An orca takes a great white's liver in seconds. You float meters away, untouched. That hunter can drown a shark. It still refuses you. The real reason is not mercy. It is a menu you were never written on. You are in that water. No armor, no speed, soft tissue, slow limbs. A heartbeat an apex predator can hear. Every hunting rule says finish. If an animal can take a great white that fast, you are not a challenge. You are an afterthought. Compared with a shark or a whale, you are small, slow, and undefended. No claws, no shell, no speed. And still the wild ledger stays almost empty. There has never been a confirmed killing of a human by a wild orca hunting for food. Not one. That is not mercy. That is a category. Researchers call this dietary specialization, a template for what counts as food. Taught. Not born. A calf does not invent prey. It inherits a list. Watch what the same animal will do when the file is open. In 2022, off South Africa, marine biologists documented two males later called Port and Starboard. They found great white sharks. They flipped them. The body went still. They took the liver, the densest fat, and left the rest on the floor. Dr. Alison Towner and her team at Rhodes University tracked those hunts for years. In 2023, one of the two killed a shark alone in under 2 minutes. That is not sport. That is accounting. Highest calories. Lowest waste. If an orca wanted protein from you, you would not be a mystery. You would be emotion. They do not open that file on a person. Now, the other end of the scale. In 2019, off Bremer Bay in Western Australia, researchers filmed a pod taking an adult blue whale, the largest animal that has ever lived. Heavier than 30 African elephants. Marine ecologist Robert Pittman called it the biggest predation event on Earth. It took them about an hour. You would be easier than that. No claws, no mass, no fight that lasts an hour. They still do not open the file. Now, the one hunt that almost happened. This is not a montage. Stay with one body. In 1972, off Point Sur, California, a teenage surfer paddled through broken white water. His name was Hans Kretschmer. Air in the surf scrambles sonar. An orca hunting in that noise cannot read a body the way it can in clean water. It has to guess from a dark shape on the surface. It took the leg. Not a nip. A hold. The board jerks. The water goes white. For a fraction of a second, he is not a person with a name. He is a dark oval on a bright surface, the same oval a seal makes when it breathes. That is the window where most predators would finish. The jaw is already committed. The cost of stopping is a wasted lunge and an empty stomach. The cost of continuing is one more item on a menu the family never wrote. It stops anyway. Feel the mouth. Pressure first. Then the strange softness of a body that is not blubber. Bone that is not seal bone. A fat layer too thin to be worth the strike. The animal does not need a scientist to name those things. The tongue and the teeth already did. Then the water opens. The shape turns. Blood in the foam. Then none of the second moves a hunter should make. No second pass. No drowning circle. No sharing call to the pod. A hunt that began as a guess ends as a correction. That is the expensive choice. In clean water, the click would have prevented the bite. In white water, the bite had to do the click's job. The rule still won. Mid-strike. He lived with a scar and a story. The predator swam off, poorer than it arrived. Culture is expensive. It makes an apex animal refuse a free meal rather than break a file. Approach, contact, data, stop. That stop is the climax. A hunting machine mid-strike updated its category and chose an empty mouth over a meal. You were never the seal. The jaw found that out late. The rule still held. This is the best documented case of a wild orca injuring a human. Not a courtroom unique. The moment the file spoke out loud. Orcas do not share one menu. Fish-eating groups have gone hungry beside marine mammals and still refused them. The family taught salmon. Mammal-eating groups hunt seals and ignore the fish their neighbors live on. Same ocean. Different inheritance. A prey template does not bend just because the animal is empty. In holding pens, mammal-eating orcas have sat beside fish they could have swallowed. Starvation was not enough to rewrite the lesson. Humans never made the lesson. No known lineage has been shown teaching a calf that a human being is food. Echolocation is not a cartoon ping. Returning clicks carry density, bone, the thin fat that is not blubber. A seal reads as food. A person reads as wrong. When the 1972 animal bit anyway, the mouth sent the message the click would have sent. Abort. In 2024, researchers proposed that some fish-eating and mammal-eating orcas are close enough to split as species. A committee did not lock that split. A lesson a mother taught her calf can cut lineages apart. The killings people remember happened in tanks. Tillicum. A broken culture. Not the wild rule. You were never entered as prey. A category you never joined is doing all the work. You already know this machine. You live inside one. You do not eat what your table never named as food. You use inherited files. Who is safe? Who is a threat? Who is one of us? Those files feel like morality. Often they are only culture with teeth. The orca is not kind. It is specialized. Specialization looks like virtue until the file is empty and you call it a mystery. When you meet a person your family never taught you to read, you do what the jaw did. You pause. Or you strike late. Or you swim away and call it instinct. The pattern we keep finding is ourselves. The real question is the one you probably have not asked. Which of your own categories were written in before you had any say? So when that black and white shape rises under a board, remember the 1972 sequence. Contact. Update. Release. The ocean's deadliest predator refuses to kill you because its culture never wrote you down. The open question is not whether it could. You already know it could. It is which of your refusals are ethics, and which are just a menu you never thought to revise.